And we are live. We are live, people. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the critical thinkers, a channel for the football purists, for the Manchester United fans who like to think before they speak. We often say how we feel, but on this channel, we will try to say what we see and not just how we feel. Objectivity is paramount, people. Big up the chat, big up everybody who is locked in already. I see Milton asking me about my plum situation. Big up Milton, big up yourself, my guy. Stop putting it in there, no more this last day. So big up the chat as always, big up everybody. There is a lot for us to get through. Today's one of those days, people, where there is a lot of transfer news, Manchester United related. So today we will go through the transfer updates as quickly as we can. We will also talk about what Amorim has been saying in his Grimsby press conference, and we are playing a match tomorrow. We are playing match on Wednesday, so we have to do our pre-match stuff. We have to do a match preview. So yes, transfer news, Amorim news, and also match preview today. So that's what we have in store for today's session. We're going to talk about Hojlund, all the updates regarding Hojlund's move away from Manchester United. We also have Antony and Garnacho updates. It does seem like those three players are leaving, and they probably will leave Manchester United by the end of this week. There's not a lot of time left off the window. I believe there's only about 7-8 days left, I think. Don't quote me on that, but not a lot of time, people. But we have updates on Hojlund, Antony and Garnacho. There's a rumor also circulating that Onana is potentially leaving Manchester United. He is frustrated with not playing over the last 2 games, and he is actually looking for an exit. So we are going to talk about those rumors. Also, there's a rumor, another rumor, yes, and there's going to be a lot of rumors, people, but there's another rumor about Baleba. We have been linked to Baleba again, and apparently if we can get the sales done in the next 2 or 3 days, Manchester United may go back in for Baleba. That's a rumor, but we can talk about it if the chat wants to. As I've said before, Ruben has spoken today, and he's also spoken about Manchester United not being in the Europa League. Very, very interesting comments about that, people. We can also talk about some stats that I've seen. I've seen a stat showing Man United's shot conversion rate at 3%. 3% is our shot conversion rate, people. 3%. The lowest, I think, in the league. That is something we can talk about. Ruud Gullit has also weighed in on Manchester United. So there's a lot for us to get through, as I said, with regards to the transfer news, the outgoings, the manager's quotes before the Grimsby game, and also we can do our match preview. We can talk about the Grimsby game and what essentially we're going to expect. What should we now demand from this team and this manager? What should we now expect from Manchester United, especially in a game against Grimsby that we're really, really required and expected to win? Big up the chat. Smash the like on entry as usual. It helps the chat. The chat and the channel has grown. It's kind of stagnated over the last few days, but we can keep pushing, people, and we can tell YouTube to push our content. Get YouTube to push our content, people. So like the video, share it, subscribe, do all of that beautiful, amazing stuff. Big up the chat, as I said before. Big up Milton. There's no smoke without fire. Bound to be the rumor mill always. Yep, Milton. There's gonna be loads of rumors. Man United, listen, everyone knows we need a midfielder. Everyone knows we have players to sell. Our name is always in everyone's mouth. Our name is always on the end of every journalist's pen. We are going to be used to get deals over the line. Our name is going to be used a lot. So over the next week, we're going to have to decide what transfer news, what rumors are legit, what rumors are just crap, because it's going to get annoying to see us linked with 100 midfielders and 100 strikers all of a sudden with 5 days to go. So big up the chat, big up British Bulldog jumping in, Wendell jumping in. So let's get down to it, people. There's a lot for us to do today. Like I said, there is the match preview that we have to do before tomorrow's game. So there's quite a lot for us to talk about, quite a lot for us to get through. So let's start with the outgoings, guys. Let's talk about the news, the recent news regarding the outgoings. And as I said before, yesterday, the Hojlund situation seems to be clearing up. He is going, guys. He is 100% going. We are just finalising the deal. And Fabrizio Romano has come out just saying that exactly. Napoli are confident that they're going to get Rasmus deal over the line very, very soon. It's in the final stages. The deal is going to be a loan with a buy option. And they want the option to become mandatory. So a option that you want to become mandatory is quite an interesting way of expressing it, I think. But the contract for Rasmus will be a 5-year deal. And essentially, we are waiting for Man United and Napoli to agree the terms. We're going to keep getting small updates about this during the week, guys. We know it's 80% there. It is 80% there. We just need to kick it over the line. And because it's 80% there, we're going to get every day where we're closer. We're closer. We're closer. Tomorrow it's going to be 82%. Then the next day is going to be 85%. We're just going to be kicking the can along with it when it comes to Rasmus Hojlund. So that's the update. The update is not really any different to what I said yesterday. We're kind of in the same situation, but the situation is the deal is almost done. So Rasmus, he's gone. Unfortunately, you can say unfortunately, or you can say fortunately, depending on the path that you're on, depending on your view of the striker over the last 2 years. It is unfortunate. He does support the club. He does love the club. Man United is in his heart. He loves the club, but it's just unfortunate what has happened. I hope Sesko, now that we have Sesko, he comes good and our new attack comes good, because if this striker leaves and somehow starts bagging goals and we keep faltering, we keep failing, once again, it's not going to look good, bruv. It's not going to look good. So that is the Hojlund situation. Best of luck to Hojlund when he does eventually leave. I've said many times, professionally, yes, we can have our opinions and we can want these players to go so the Glazers can get more money and all these things. And you can not like this player and like this player. But at the end of the day, they haven't done anything to me personally. Not one single one of them have hurt me in my life. None of them. So best of luck, all of you guys. Best of luck, Hojlund, in your new venture. You gave us you gave us 2 years where I think Hojlund didn't stop trying. It wasn't a lack of trying for Hojlund. Hojlund wasn't sitting, he was on the floor a lot, but he was trying. It wasn't a lack of trying from Hojlund. So I've got nothing against Hojlund. Just good luck, bro. Good luck on your new, in your new club. Also, guys, let's see what's going on with Antony. Apparently, there is now an agreement in principle for Antony between Manchester United and Real Betis. All of the summer, we have been haggling. Real Betis have been saying they don't have money. This has been, in terms of a circus, it's been a quite funny circus. Real Betis have proposed a share of the player, a shared ownership of the player they proposed. They proposed the strangest things over the last 2 months of this transfer window. But it seems as if this deal is coming to an end. It's wrapping up and we can see its conclusion. Real Betis maintain that their confidence to get the Antony deal done. Face-to-face talks have already, well, we know that we have been speaking to Real Betis anyway, but further face-to-face talks happened as recently as Monday just gone and are continuing between Real Betis and Manchester United. Both sides want to get this deal done. Both sides want to get this deal done, and I hope now that Betis are taking it seriously. There's not a lot of time left, Betis. There's no shared ownership of the player. If you want the player and you value him, pay the money for him. Sign him on a permanent deal so we don't have to deal with you ever again. Because I do not want Manchester United to deal with Real Betis anymore after this saga. Real Betis are... Anyway, let me not say what I want to say. Big up the chat. Big up Wendell in the chat as well. Wendell says... There's no way we're selling Manu ahead of Ugarte, Casemiro or Mount, says Wendell. Wendell's already weighing in on the Manu situation. Big up Turkish, of course. Milton says, sadly for Rasmus, the manager is not playing him and he's not going to get playing time. Big up TK in the chat. Wendell says, I'll be very pissed off if we sell Manu. Why don't we accept the Saudi bid and go in for Baleba? I love Bruno, but we need a proper midfielder. Our recruitment is terrible. What exactly have they been doing since Amram's appointment? They should have shipped out these players in June. Now we have to hope and pray for deals in the final week. And TK says there's a reality where Bruno leaves, Manu leaves, and Baleba is scooped up by Real Madrid. We will still have Casemiro to patrol the middle of the park. Just need his electric wheelchair charged. TK is adding... TK wants you to be scared. TK is fear-mongering. No, I'm joking. It's not fear-mongering. That scenario that TK just painted is real. It could happen. It could happen. So, I hope it doesn't. Milton says, Rasmus to Napoli. He will go into a useful team at least. If he finds form, a buy then can happen. So, good luck. Yeah, Milton. That's it, Milton. Just good. No animosity. Just good luck, bro. Just good luck on your journeys. Napoli are an established team. They just won the league. They don't need this player. Lukaku's injured, right? He's walking into a team that just won the league. They'll probably win the league again. So I also don't want Man United fans to, if he does start scoring goals because he's playing for an established team that know what they're doing and they're playing in Italy and they literally just won the league. Let's not do the revisionism thing. When it comes to him, let's not do revisionism and say, oh, this and that. I've already said, listen, players play differently in different leagues, in different systems. That's a fact. Scott McTominay is doing well in Napoli. Do you know why? One, the league is slower and Scott McTominay is a physical specimen of a man. Let's be honest. He physically dominates that league, Scott McTominay. Most importantly, Scott McTominay has always been a box crasher. He's not a DM, never has been a DM. He, in the youth system for Manchester United, was an attacking player. He has an amazing shot. When Scott McTominay shoots the ball, it stays hit, right? He's box scratching, imagine. Box crashing for Napoli on a regular basis, like Frank Lampard. That's what he's doing, and he's doing it very, very well. Unfortunately, he couldn't do it at Man United. We only found out, that he was a box crasher in the last year of Ten Hag's reign, when Ten Hag brought him on as a sub, used him as a false nine in the FA Cup final, replacing Hojlund, and kept bringing him on as a sub, and he kept scoring those goals for us. And a lot of us started saying, hold on a second, why are we playing this guy as a DM with Fred all this time when this guy's banging in goals like a box crasher? And now Napoli bought him and they're playing him as that. Hey, wow. You look at a player's strengths, you look at what they're good at, and you play them according to their strengths. Wow. Wow, how amazing. It's not rocket science. We don't even like playing players to their strengths. We've got to make everything difficult. Anyway, back onto the topic as I was interacting with you guys in the chat. Garnacho, your favorite superstar, Alejandro Garnacho. This deal, everyone knows he wants to go Chelsea. Everyone knows Chelsea wants him. This is not news. We've known this since January. We've known this. We've also been told every day by journalists that the deal's getting closer, right? We've been told this for the past month. The deal's getting closer. The deal's getting closer. Then we get told that Man United want 50 million and Chelsea only value him at 30 to 35 million. We are far away in our valuation for this player. Everyone's saying that the deal's going to happen soon because, do you know what? The transfer window is closing in 6 or 7 days. So here's a word of advice, and I'm pretty sure you guys are smart enough to understand this. Anybody who's coming out saying we're going to hear about some information in the next 3 or 4 days, or this is going to happen in the next 4 or 5 days, or whatever. Anyone who says anything like that, yeah, smart Sherlock. The transfer window closes in 6 or 7 days, so it has to happen in the next 3 or 4 days. It literally has to. So miss me with all that rubbish. Miss me. Anyway, Fabrizio has gone on to say, people, that the deal remains very advanced and all parties still expect it to happen. Garnacho has rejected Saudi and only wants Chelsea. My thing is this. If both parties want it to happen, do Chelsea really think with 2 days to go or with a day to go of the transfer window, Manchester United are going to go, forget it. Forget 50 million. Let's take the 35. I don't think United are going to do this. I think United are going to hold out. And I think Chelsea know this. So I don't understand Chelsea's tactic. I honestly believe United when they say that they'll accept him back in the club and let him play with the reserves. I actually believe United when they say that they'll do that. So this one's going to be very interesting. For me, all I am interested in really is the fee when it happens. Because I think it will happen. Somebody has to break. In negotiations, really, both parties need to approach it flexibly. They need to arrive in the middle. The reason why United said 50 is because they kind of want it to be 45. You say 50, the other guy says 30, and usually you meet somewhere in the middle, right? I would be happy with £40 million for Garnacho. I would be. Let me know, guys, what you would be happy with. It's not my money. The money's probably going back straight to the Glazers. However, I would be happy with £40 million for Garnacho. So those are 3 players, guys, that it looks like Hojlund, Garnacho, and Antony are 100% leaving the club this summer. One person you haven't heard is Sancho. And I think there's a good possibility that he stays for the last year of his contract. Just like, Casemiro, 1 year left. Sancho, 1 year left. I could see Sancho either going on loan again for the last year and then going for free. Or staying and seeing out the final year of his contract. So those are the 3 that I think are definitely going. This one is interesting, people. This one is interesting. I said to you guys in the chat, I want to wait and see who the manager chooses in goal for the Fulham game. If he chooses Bayindir, again for the Fulham game, I said that I will know a bit more about who he really favours, who he really thinks is the number 1. Because if Onana is fit and he's just outrightly choosing Bayindir over him, that's a big indication that Onana's future at the club is over. It looks like Onana has received the message. Our manager has started Bayindir 2 games in a row, even though our number 1 goalkeeper is fit. For me, I'm taking it as a message that Amrim's done with Onana. And I think Onana perhaps has taken this message. It's interesting. I wish the club told him directly that they didn't want him. I feel like they've done it this way. They've just squeezed him out of the squad by picking another goalkeeper over him and essentially telling him he's number 2. I wish they would have taken him into the office and said, listen, Onana, you are the number 2. I think you should find another club rather than just bench him. But either way, it doesn't matter. I feel like he's got the message, and it appears to me that he's now starting to talk. He's now starting to open up to the potential of playing away from Old Trafford. I don't know if I believe this tweet that he's in talks with West Ham. But what I will believe is that he must now know, or at least have in his mind, sitting on the bench 2 games in a row, he must think that his time is up. Bayern is getting picked above him, and we're about to sign another goalkeeper. He must know. So whether he goes this summer, there's 6-7 days left to go, or he stays as a third choice and then goes in January, I think Onana's time at the club is up, people. It is up. I got nothing to say. I don't think he was good enough. I tried to back him, and in some ways, I kind of backed him in a sense that I think the issue is more to do with us scoring goals. As you can see, guys, we don't score goals, and our defense is quite decent. So our issue is always with us scoring goals than us conceding goals. However, Onana is not a good enough goalkeeper. I think Onana lacks goalkeeping fundamentals. I talk about players on the field, on-field, outfield players who lack fundamentals, like the ability to control the football. I think Onana, he's not a conventional goalkeeper, and he lacks certain fundamentals that I would like to see in my goalkeeper. Good luck, Onana. I don't think he's probably going to go this summer. If he does, fair enough. If he does, then he does. Good luck, bro. Good luck in your journey. 2 years at the club. I can't even say that you gave us a great 2 years, to be fair. You did save us a lot of times, as goalkeepers do, but you also cost us a lot, bro. You cost us a lot. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We have to move on. We can't have too much sympathy for these sort of players. We have to be cutthroat. You're not good enough. You got to go. Apparently, everyone gets 2 years now, guys. Everyone gets 2 years. Onana's 2 years is up. So best of luck to him. So that's Hojlund, that's Antony, that's Garnacho news, that's the Onana situation. Let's have a look at the Baleba rumours, people. Let's have a look at the Baleba rumours. And let me know, guys, if you believe these Baleba rumours or not. Because it's more hope than objectivity. It's not based on anything real, but I just hope that something could be done in the last few days of the window. I hope there's something in the fact that apparently Baleba has been substituted in both games because he's not playing well. His head's turned. Bruno's not playing well. Saudi are back in for Bruno. We're now going to sell some players. I hope if all the dominoes fall the way they're supposed to fall, right? I just hope and pray, guys, that we can do something and get Baleba in. I'm all in to getting this manager what he needs, bro, as much as we can, because I do not want excuses from him, and he's already started the excuses. This manager's already started the excuses. So if we can get Baleba still somehow, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, Jamie Jackson has weighed in, and Jamie Jackson, who, he writes for the Observer and he writes for the Guardian. So the Guardian, they don't really chat shit in the Guardian, in my opinion. Anyway, it's not like the Daily Mail and the Sun who just do opinion pieces. The Guardian try their best to be, factual. And he's weighed in and he said that Manchester United may revive their interest in Carlos Baleba if Bruno Fernandes is sold. And I think that's what you guys in the chat are talking about. If he's sold. Brighton's minimum price for him is £100 million. And I'm always seeing this money, this price being touted around. I think everyone is just I guess, stuck on this £100 million price. I don't think nobody really knows, but everyone's assuming it's £100 million. Bruno could still be the subject of a bid from Saudi Arabian club after rejecting 100 million move from Al Hilal earlier this summer. I don't think, guys, this is my opinion now on this rumor, because it's just a rumor. You know, Jamie Jackson, yes, he is a journalist, but where's he getting this from? Why is he saying this? So until I see other people saying this, I'm going to take this as just a rumor. But yeah, but I know I don't like this whole, if we don't get Baleba this year, we're going to get him next year. Because now Ross Harwood is trying to say that it's expected that some sort of agreement can be struck now for next summer. That's what Ross Harwood is now saying, and he's tweeting. And I'm thinking, Ben Jacobs also said this as well, guys. But I'm thinking, if you are, I'm a finance guy, and we do futures and we do options and all these things. And I'm trying to think about hedging. Why would you agree a fee for a player now in a year's time when you don't know if the player's going to get any better or any worse? If you were the selling club, you would agree on a fee now because you might think the player might get worse. Because if you think the player might get better, you don't agree on no fee. You leave it open till the end of the year and then you increase the fee on them. That's what you do. So I don't know how beneficial this is for Brighton to agree a fee now for a player in a year's time. That's very, very strange. But like I said, I am in a hopium mode. I'm in a copium mode. This is not based for me on anything real. This is just chosen wisdom, praying and hoping. That's it. That's all this is. But this midfield situation, people, and I've done my tactical analysis video. Please go and check out my tactical analysis of the Fulham game. It's a lot about the midfield, people. It's a lot about the midfield, about the 3-10s that we play with. It's about us overloading the midfield with the 3-10s, or sometimes not overloading the midfield with the 3-10s. I talk about the inverted wing backs. I go in a lot. The midfield, guys, as much as I think this manager might not be good enough, the midfield isn't good enough. It isn't. So that's the Baleba stuff. I don't know what you guys are saying. Maybe you guys are saying, Chosen, shut up. We're not getting Baleba. Move on. I reckon that's probably what you guys are saying in the chat. Shut up, Chosen. We're not getting Baleba. Move on. Let's see what the chat is saying. Wendell, TK scared everybody. Wendell's like, TK, please don't say this. Big up British Bulldog in the chat. Wendell says, but McTominay not good enough in the Premier League. We wish him well at Napoli. Eddie says there will definitely be revisionism if we continue to do shit. Yeah, Eddie. There's always revisionism, and I mean it's sometimes when it comes to things that humans do, that's human nature. I'm always like, listen, I do it too. We all do it to a certain extent. It's gonna happen a little bit. It's just humans. TK says in the last 5 years we've changed goalkeeper, strikers, forwards and defence. Only constant has been Bruno, Shaw, HMS, Maguire. Bruno doesn't fit in the system because he doesn't, and he has no help anyhow. That's a good point from TK. TK, I sometimes get worried when some fans, TK, say it's always the players, it's always the players, and I sometimes think to myself, bro, we've actually changed a lot of players over the last 4 years. I think we bought about 15, 16, 17. We bought a lot of players and sold a lot of players. We constantly change this team. Where's the Pogbas? Where's the Martials? Where's all those guys that everyone used to throw stones at? They're all gone. They're all gone, bro. So when people try to do the disingenuous, it's always the players. It's always the players. I'm like, bro, are you telling me every time we change our team and we get new players, it's always the players, bro? It's nuance, man. It's nuance. The answer is always going to be grey. It's always going to be a mixture of things. And I've said many times, guys, back onto what TK said in the chat. I've said we will not win a Premier League with the likes of Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes as our best players. If those are our best players, if those are the Luke Shaws, the Rashfords, the Brunos, if those are our seasoned players, the players that we go to, we need a full-on rebuild where we get rid of those players that TK in the chat just mentioned. Wendell says either Chelsea pay or Garner train with the reserves. I'm with Wendell on that one. I'm with you, bro. Eddie says, I'm hoping Garnacho gets snubbed by Chelsea. Eddie. I understand that feeling. The way that he's been acting, I understand it. I just don't get... This is my interpretation of Garnacho, Eddie. I think Garnacho, given his age, given how petulant he is, he wants to play for Chelsea to hurt Manchester United. He wants to, one, remain in the Premier League to show everybody who wanted him out, who are trying to force him out, that he's good enough. He wants to show us that we're making a mistake, right? He wants to play for Chelsea, a team that's in a better position than us, to score goals, and when they start winning things, he's going to be rubbing it in our faces. There's something a bit petty, in my opinion, and I could be reading it wrong, and if I'm reading it wrong, fair enough, because I don't like to read into people who I don't know, but this is how I'm reading into it. I think there's something a bit cynical about what Garnacho is trying to do, in my opinion. But you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Turkish says, I read that as snuffed by the chefs, and I was thinking, damn, Eddie. Wow, Turkish, flipping heck. Flipping heck, man. Garnacho still has 3 years in his contract with an option of another year. They pay who he don't play. Yep, I agree with Wendell with that one. I don't know what Chelsea are playing at. They are like a trading exchange for Premier League players. Yep, Milton. And they spend billions and billions of pounds on players, yet they can't give us a little 40 million for Garnacho. They're taking a piss, Milton. They're taking a piss, bro. TK says, can't let Garnacho leave on a free. Wendell says, no, 40 million pounds. The asking price is 50 million. Send Sancho and Casemiro on loan with obligation to buy. They have a year option in their contracts. So Wendell said, no, we're not taking 40 million. 50 million or bust or nothing, says Wendell. I bought a fire stick. Only thing on fire is my head, really. Though why do I bother? It's all... British Bulldog, stick your head in some ice cold water, bro. Stick your head in some ice cold. Listen, don't let Man United, put your head on fire. Don't allow them to have that control over you. That's why sometimes I got to take a step back, people, and be like, this is only football, bro. This is only football. These guys here are kicking the ball around on a piece of grass. What am I doing here? Why am I getting so angry? Why am I getting so... This is nonsense. Sometimes you got to look at things just like that and unplug, Matrix style. Wendell says, Amorim is making bad decisions on the pitch. His obsession with Bruno and Mount and Dalot will get him sacked. Yep, I agree with Wendell there. Can understand why Onana might keep upset now. He must be back to fitness, but warming the bench is bad, obviously. He must be looking at buying there as a number one goalkeeper at Onana and be thinking, I'm better than this guy. So why am I not? I don't know. Who cares, bro? Buying there and Onana, both are not good enough. Buying there is worse than Onana. Every time we could see the corner after... Wendell, I'm not going to lie, yeah. Against Fulham, my gosh. This guy was falling over at every Fulham corner. His legs looked like he couldn't stand firm with his legs. He just looked all over the place at corners. I was nervous as hell against Fulham when it came to corners. We are lucky that we defended those corners well. Because I'm not going to lie, guys, I felt that if Fulham just got one header, just one header to any of their corners, they would have scored. TK says, worst pissy face on the bench against Fulham, Mainu or Nana. Mainu's face, bro. Mainu's face against Fulham was death. Like, but also, Mainu has a... I'm not gonna lie, people. Mainu has a resting face that is very serious. Like Mainu is that Martial's resting face is like. But yeah, Wendell says Onana and Adba in there in the deal. Dude is still open for Martinez and Donnarumma. I'll be the happiest person if we sell Bruno for Baleba. Add me to that, Milton. Add me to that happy list. And Wendell. Milton says it's all interconnected, isn't it? This whole transfer market. Yeah, man, all dominoes, bro. Milton. One, you get this player, which means I can't get this player, which means I now have to go and get this player, which means this team go and gets that player. Yeah, bro. It's all linked. What's Simon Stone saying, people? So let's talk about Ruben's comment about Europe. And you guys let me know if you agree with this, because I think we have to be careful, because sometimes a manager will come in here and will tell us that we're shitter than we actually are. Do you understand what I mean, people? Sometimes, yeah, put yourself in this situation. You've come to a business, to an organization. You've been told that you've got to do X, Y, Z, and you're given all these tools, right? And everyone expects you to accomplish it. If you don't accomplish it, you need an excuse, right? Why? You're not going to say it's your fault, really. So you're probably going to try to blame certain situations, conditions, external forces. We need to be careful when managers come into Man United and tell us all our players are crap, and we need to get all of our players gone. Because I've seen so many managers get decent level out of worse players. And when Amram keeps talking about, what does he say? Pain and suffering. I'm like, bro, he's a suffering kink. He loves it too much. He's a BDSM guy. Like, what is this guy on? And now look what he's saying now. Ruben Amram repeats his belief that United are better off out of Europe this season. We were not prepared to play in Europe. That is my feeling. To have strong games in Europe and play in the Premier League, we need time to develop as a team. How do you interpret this as we're better off not being in Europe? Because I'm like, hold on a second. Are you therefore saying that you lost? Because I could take it to this extreme, right? I'm not going to, but I could interpret that as, so you lost against Spurs on purpose, so we didn't qualify for Europe, so you can play one game a week. So, what? Anyway, let's read the full quote so I fully understand before I jump to conclusions. We have 3 games this week. We have quality players and we need to rotate to try to win every game. It's a normal thing that happens in other clubs. I think we're not prepared to play in Europe. That is my feeling. But you're the manager. Why are we not prepared to play in Europe? I don't understand. If you're prepared to play in the Premier League, why are you not prepared to play in Europe? To have strong games in the Champions League and then play in the Premier League, we need time to develop as a team. Okay. There's more context to it. We need time to prepare for every game. The games are really competitive. We need time to build the base and then in the future to move forward. Let me know what you think, guys, because I read this now in full and I'm in multiple different minds. I'm thinking multiple different things now because I'm kind of understanding what he's trying to say here. While at the same time, in my mind, we always should be in Europe. I don't care. Man United are a European giant. Just like Real Madrid are always in Europe. So he keeps saying we need time. We need time. We need time. So the takeaway really is that we need more time before we are ready to play against bigger European teams. So I don't know, guys. I don't know how I feel about that quote. Maybe it's not as deep as you guys are gonna. Maybe you guys are gonna tell me it's not that deep. But what I don't want, yeah, is a manager to slowly start lowering the expectation of the club, to come in and tell us that everything is shit, that this piece of gold that we've had in our hand is not gold, it's actually a piece of stick. To gaslight the fan base into a more submissive position so he can continue doing some fuckeries and tell us that. What I don't want to happen, guys, is in 2 years' time, people, this man just sits and tells us that Cunha and Bouma are not good enough and we need to get better 10s. After Cunha and Bouma did so well in the Premier League, I don't want him to get us to that position where we're eating out the palm of his hand. So I'm also glad that we are questioning things from this manager. The fan base are largely now fully questioning the manager. And I think this is good, because I'm not a 100% advocate or believer that we need to back every single Tom, Dick and Harry that steps foot into your organization. Like the whole back the manager thing, I understand it. Someone above you is telling you something. If you go to work and your manager tells you to do something, you do it. However, what if the manager you're backing is shit? What if he's shit? Do you... What? I don't know, guys. Let's read the chat quickly before we move on to other stuff. Milton says, Wendell, it's imperative that we get Baleba now, says Wendell. Barcelona and Madrid will bid for him next summer. We must move quickly. Who is in charge of our transfers? Turkish, yeah. Wendell says we can still negotiate with Brighton now for next summer. Yeah, that's what we spoke about, Wendell. Yeah, futures and options, investment style. Baleba will definitely improve. Yeah, Baleba's 21. He should improve. I've got no worries about him being subbed off in 2 games or him not being on form and all these things. I've seen enough of the kid to know that how good he is. Milton says, though rated as an efficient club, Brighton last game was not good. Chelsea brought Sporting left wing back this year, but contract only effective from next summer. Yep. Wendell's right. Wendell is right, though. It does happen. It does happen. Bruno is becoming the big problem, really. I have watched games also for Portugal where he has played very well, says Milton. Bruno, what people need to understand is that Bruno, technically speaking, is a roaming 8. We play him as a 10 because he's not disciplined and he doesn't like responsibility. We play him as a 10 so he doesn't have the responsibility of tracking back. He doesn't have the responsibility of marking. He can roam around anywhere he wants. That's why we played him as a 10, because if we played Bruno, if Sporting played Bruno as an 8 in a 3, you will see problems. And what we're seeing now, trying to play him in a double pivot, is the reason why he's never really played there. He doesn't have the defensive discipline. He's not a defensive-minded player. That's why we play him as a 10. And the reason why I say, yes, he is a 10, in the sense that we play him in the 10 role. But the reason why I say that I don't think he's a conventional 10, traditional 10, because when I think of 10s, I don't think of the attacking midfielders. I don't think of the Frank Lampards, the Kevin De Bruynes. When I think of 10s, I think of the Neymars, I think of the Eden Hazards, I think of the absolute maverick footballers. I think of Cunhas, the guys who can dribble with the ball, who can use left foot, right foot. When they're dribbling, they can go left, they can go right. They play in between the lines in tight spaces. Their first touch is immaculate. Bruno is none of those things, but he plays in a 10 position. So I guess you can argue he's a 10, but he's not somebody who likes responsibility on the pitch. I've heard our manager talk about Bruno and Bruno having responsibility a few times in press conferences. And the more I listen to him, the more I'm starting to understand, or at least think or believe, that what he's alluding to is the fact that in a double pivot, Bruno has a lot more discipline and he has a lot more responsibilities in that double pivot, which he can't handle. Look at how he reacted in the last game. He can't handle it. So that's my thing with Bruno. I've always said that Bruno is overrated by a lot of the fan base. And it's very difficult to have this conversation with people because they'll always bring you to Bruno's stats. He's not overrated. He gets 50 million GA every day. And you look at the stats and you look at his output and you're like, that is really good. His output, if you count just goals and assists as output, is really good. But then I always got to tell people, listen, who decides that's the only two output metrics? I always tell people, listen, if Ronaldinho was still playing football right now, the GOAT, in my opinion, you guys would be saying that he's crap. Guess why? Ronaldinho didn't get loads of GA. You can be the best player on the pitch here and not get loads of GA. I'm telling you, Eden Hazard didn't really get loads of goals. You got a few assists, but Eden Hazard will beat 3 players, give the ball to someone else who would get the assist to the striker. So he wouldn't get any stats, but he's still the best player. I think the GA, the goals and assists stat, that we now use as a metrics all the time to define how good a footballer is absolutely bullika doo-doo. It's nonsense. And the annoying thing is that now players know that they are not rated over the 90-minute performances. They are only rated based on what they do, what their output is. So players know that they can play shit for 90 minutes, get a goal and assist, and be voted player of the season and be voted player of the match. They know this. So football is going to change because of how we interact with it, how we see it, how we view it. And also the footballers that we rate based on a more statistical model of reflection. Anyway, sidetrack a little bit, guys. I apologize, but that's my brain, man. I can't help my brain. No, Bruno's not a bad player. No. Anyone who says Bruno's a bad player is lying, because the truth is it's not black and white. He's not a bad player. Bruno just needs to play in a position that suits him better, and it's not the double pivot at the moment, Wendell. Wendell says Garnacho will be on the bench at Chelsea. Lucky if he survives 2 seasons at Chelsea. TK, yeah. Big up AP7 in the chat. Big up, bro. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well, AP. Milton, oh my God, Binder has turned into Kindorf Bambi. Kindorf Bambi. Yeah. Turkish players are usually quite, but Binder looks a bit scrawny. Binder is proper David De Gea at age 18. No, David De Gea was proper skiddy, like a flipping pepperami. Big up AP7 in the chat. I remember saying exactly what Ralph Rangnick said 3 or 4 seasons ago, says Wendell. True. TK says, I would counter to Chelsea on Garnacho. Okay, we sell him for 40 million only if you include a 50% sell on. Otherwise, that's a good idea, TK. I wouldn't mind putting a sell on in general on Garnacho. He's young. And like you said, guys, he might not get too many games at Chelsea. So TK, I'm with that. I'm with that for sure. 1 game a week plus the normal cup matches. What he's saying is that we be better out of the UEFA competition. Remember, he needs to rebuild and it will take time. We couldn't cope in the Premier League and Europa last season. Yeah, I think that's probably what he's saying. But the sort of going backwards to go forward thing is essentially what he's saying. Listen, we can't be in the Europa League. We need to get out of it, get out of Europe in order to be better. And I'm like, I hear you, but you can still be in the Champions League and not be that good in it and get kicked out of it. But you'll learn. All the players that get kicked out, let's say we get kicked out of the group stages because we're not good enough. You're still learning from that. You're still playing against the top players, and you're being beaten, but you're being tested, and after that test, surely you'll come out better. I hate it, Wendell. I fully understand what he was saying, but I'm just questioning the. I don't know what I'm questioning. How true it is, the validity of it, I guess. Why question a manager who walked into shit? Ragnick said it, and he was dismissed for telling the truth, says Wendell. Big up Shivam in the chat. Big up Wiz Turkish. Yep. Big up Shivam people in the chat. I agree with you, but the problem going on with Bruno is that he is only looking for that wonder 40-50 minute balls. He needs a pass to Cunha and Mbeumo more directly. I agree with Shivam as well. It's like we're still not playing together, bro. I still feel like some people are getting the ball and trying to do too much. I feel like Cunha is our guy now. Cunha is that guy that we give the ball to, not Bruno. And I feel like Bruno, like the manager says, needs to play his role now, which is that double pivot, running around, being defensive. He needs to get rid of the whole I'm saving Man United, I need to score and all these things, because Cunha is kind of taking that role and he needs to just relax. Feed Cunha, feed Mbeumo, keep doing these things. Keep it simple, Bruno. When Bruno, has decent games, in the double pivot, because he does have decent games in that position. He has had some decent games last year. He wasn't all rubbish last year. Let's not lie. He had good games when he kept it simple. When he wasn't giving the ball away. When he was just nice passes, 10-yard passes, 20-yard passes, keeping it ticking, keeping it simple, not trying to do too much. For me, that's when Bruno was good last year. When he kept it simple. TK says, sell Bruno, buy Baleba for 115 this year. Sack Amorim, bring in Oliver Glasner. Glasner brings in Wharton. Boom, bam. Bob's your uncle and your auntie's brother, and we are all good. There you go, TK. Done. And we win the league afterwards. No, but on a serious note, TK, I can't disagree with you, bro. No, but listen, Shivam, don't do that, Shivam. Shivam, don't do that. Don't do Glasner who, Shivam. I would take Glasner over Amorim. I wanted Thomas Frank, bro. I wanted Tommy the Frank engine. Anyway, let's see. Let's move on quickly. We still have our match preview to do as well. I mean, this is quite interesting. That's on the screen. I don't know. I'm not going to comment on this. All I'm going to say about this is a lot of people like to compare Fergie and Amorim and say, give Amorim time because Fergie did this and Fergie did this, and compare the two situations. Listen, there's loads of variables involved in the two managers in the two situations. They're completely different. Completely different. Back then, let me tell you something. Back then, Man United, even before Fergie came, Man United were the richest club in the Premier League, had the most money, and still could buy most players they wanted. They had competition, but not like now. The competition, to win the Premier League right now is crazy. We can't bully teams and get all the best players anymore. Those days are done. You have Man City, you have rich owners. But also, we've gone from being the richest club and having all of this stuff to now arguably being one of the poorest clubs, in the sense that our owners are one of the poorest owners. Like the Man City owners are richer than us. The Newcastle owners are, you get the drift. So the power that we had back then to do things compared to now, buying players and doing all these things, being in debt, the whole circumstance and situation is completely different. If, we were by far the best team with the best facilities, the best players, all of these things, then we can compare the situations. But we can't. So I'm not really here for this whole give Amorim 10 years because it took Fergie 6. That sort of analysis for me can't run, because in order for you to arrive at those sort of conclusions, you've got to take out so many variables you have to ignore and just focus on just one variable. That's nonsense, people. So this guy is also showing you in this tweet how bad Amram is. As you can see on that table, we have all our most recent managers, from David Moyes to Louis van Gaal to Jose Mourinho. And at the very bottom with the lowest stats is Ruben Amram. He is, based on stats, based on wins and all of these things, goals, losses, whatever, the metrics that you can see, he's by far, by a long distance, the worst manager that we have had. And let me remind you that Louis van Gaal got rid of loads of players and finished decently with the reserve team, with the under-23s, with Tyler Blackett, Paddy McNair. So whenever you guys want to talk about he needs 100 million players to play his system, always remember that Louis van Gaal came here and played his system with kids. And we saw his system instantly when he implemented it. Just remember that. Shivam says Amram will win us the Premier League in 3 years. I hope so, Shivam. I need your optimism, bro. Anyway, let's quickly move on to buy in there quickly. Ruben Amram defending buy in there. Ruben Amram is pressed at press conferences with regards to buy in there. And he's come out with this. And I was watching a press conference, so I heard when he gave this answer. I know you are focused a lot on the opponent's corners, but if you remember this game, we had our chances and scored a goal from a set piece. We had a penalty. We had at least one in the end near the post. Tell me one game in the Premier League that you didn't see a big occasion from a corner. That will happen in every game. So essentially what the manager is saying is, listen, we didn't concede because of the goalkeeper, really, right? And yes, he was acting funny with corners, but why are you not talking about the chances that we missed and the fact that we should have won the game? It's essentially that he's saying. He's trying to divert from his goalkeeper. That's what he's trying to do. And he's also trying to say, listen, this is the Premier League. When it comes to set pieces, ask Newcastle against Liverpool, ask Arsenal. In every game, set pieces are a thing. In every game, set pieces are a madness and people score from set pieces and goalkeepers make mistakes. Watch Alisson. Watch, it happens. So he's basically saying, listen, set pieces are a big thing in this country. Let's not do this whole every time there's a set piece, you have to ask me loads of questions about my goalkeeper. So I get what Amram's trying to do. I get why he's been defensive. However, people, in my opinion, we can all see, this goalkeeper, in there, he was an absolute mess at set pieces against Fulham. He was a mess. So as much as Ruben can defend and deflect, we all saw what we saw. So, and he knows. It's interesting. He can say all of these things, but he's begged the club for another goalkeeper and he's about to get one. So it is what it is. The reason why I put this stuff on screen, guys, if you guys can look at the screen for me, is the shot conversion rate. That's crazy, people. Because shots on target per match, we are up there. We are getting shots on target. We are shooting. Cunha is taking shots. Mbeumo is taking shots. Mount, Bruno, we're taking shots, people. We are shooting. But when everyone else shoots, they're banging it into the bottom corner. When we're shooting, Cunha's hitting the post. Or Cunha's been put through. That chance here where Cunha was put through on goal from buying there, that goal kick, he should have buried it, guys. I know, bro. That one goal kick all the way over the top. It bounced once, bounced twice. Cunha was through on goal. He side-footed the volley. He side-footed it. Who side-foots the volley? You smack that with your laces, bro. Don't piss me off. Why are you doing that? So, that conversion rate that you can see there is absolutely insane. 3%. 3%. Yes, it's only 2 games. So, you know, context is important. It's only been 2 games. So, but come on, people. Come on. 3% conversion rate. Look at Arsenal. 22%. Like, what are we doing here, people? Why are we not converting our chances? Amorim needs to figure this out. Will it change by replacing Mount with Sesko and bringing Cunha over to the left 10? Will the conversion rate go from 3% to 20% just by doing that one thing? I don't think so. I do not think so. We need to, because now that we've got Cunha and Mbeumo who are banging in goals and assists elsewhere, if they do not start banging in goals, getting assists, we're going to have to talk about the system. We're going to have to talk about potentially it being a system issue rather than a personnel issue. Anyway, Shivam says, imagine this. Next year we are free from Bruno, Cass, Antony, Sancho, Garnacho, Rashford, Hojlund, Onana, maybe Dalot as well. It's a proper rebuild in progress. Shivam, we've had rebuilds though. We've had so many rebuilds. And then what usually happens is that the players that we buy, they start playing crap again. And we find a new scapegoat. Who do you think the new scapegoat's going to be out of the new players? Cunha? In about a year's time, are we going to be saying Cunha needs to leave? We'll find a new scapegoat, bro. We'll find one. As difficult as it is, the media with the PR machine will find a kink in an armor. Kobe Mainoo will probably go out one day, have blue hair, and the Sun will probably print something about him, and within 6 months, the fan base will hate him. We'll find a new scapegoat, bro. We always do. Yeah, I mean, that's one way we look at it. We can look at it in multiple different ways. I like to also think about the fact that football is about confidence and it's about your mental as well as it is about your physical. And I like to think that once we get going, once 1 or 2 goals go in, the floodgates might open and we might find our mojo. That's what I'm hoping, because I've seen it before with many clubs. I've seen it before. So I'm hoping something pops, something happens to the dam, it breaks, and we start seeing us score goals. Because 2 games in, we still haven't scored a goal. The goal we scored against Fulham was an own goal, people. Anyway, to wrap up, Ruud Gullit has spoken as well, and I thought this would be interesting to bring to you guys' attention. He's just basically saying what I think a lot of us also say. When you leave Manchester United, suddenly players start performing. He cited Scott McTominay and Marcus Rashford and Antony at Real Betis. You can probably cite other players. I mean, he's right. It is true that a lot of players leave Man United and start performing, but he hasn't said why. There are many different reasons. The system that you're going into suits you more than the system that you're coming out of, Manchester United. Yes, the culture is rotten. Yes, the owners are rubbish and all of these things. But there's going to be more context to each individual. The reason why Scott McTominay is succeeding at Napoli isn't the same reason why, for instance, Antony succeeded at Betis. So, either way, I think he's making a good point with what he's saying. But, yeah, man, I don't know, man. Yeah, it is. BB says, Ruud Gullit just chatting. Yeah, man, he's just chatting, bro. He's just chatting, man. Let's move on then. Let's move on, man. Here we go, guys. Some let me quickly read the chat. Gullit, the players perform because other leagues are slow, less competitive, and player quality is poor. Premier League is by far and reaches the best. Yeah, like I said, Gullit is not adding no context to what he was saying. I said, listen, there's reasons why these things happen. You can't just... He didn't provide nothing. He's just chatting. British Buller said Rashford played great at Villa. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Rashford played great at Villa. I don't know if great is the right word to use. He was all right. He was okay. Yeah. No, I hear you, BB. He's chatting. He's chatting. Anyway, that is most of the news out the way. That's also a lot of the manager's quotes that we've gone through. Let's now turn our attention. Yeah, let's now. Gullit says no. Gullit, no. Yeah, but I already asked you to do this. Let's now bring our attention, guys. Let's start thinking about the Grimsby game tomorrow. And what are people expecting in the Grimsby game? So, first and foremost, people, let's cut the crap. We have to beat Grimsby. If we lose against Grimsby tomorrow, I might be Amrim out. Let me tell you a secret, people. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there, but I want him to get his midfielder. I want him to get the tools, yeah, that he needs first before I can judge him. That's the problem. I need him to get his midfielder. That's why I'm not ready to be like Amrim out. But we cannot lose to Grimsby. We cannot. So this is the team I think he should pick. Yeah. I would go with Heaven. The only change I would make to the team is that I would now put in Heaven over Shaw because Heaven is back. So I would start Heaven. We don't really have a choice. I mean, we could start Maguire as well because he hasn't started for Delit. So we could do that. I'm not going to lie, people, even though it's Grimsby, people, I can see the manager starting buying there again. I think the buying there Onana situation is him proving and making a point. I think he's making a point that Onana is not the guy. So while you should be playing your number 2 in these games, I can see the manager saying, no, I'm playing buying there again until Onana leaves. So I'm going to buying there. I will choose Heaven, like I said, at left centre back. Continue playing Dorgu. I know some of you guys will be like, play Diego Leon. I don't think Diego Leon is ready for games yet. I really don't. I would start Mainu. But something tells me, even though everyone's talking about Mainu, everyone wants to see Mainu play, he's categorically come out and said Mainu is fighting with Bruno. So even though Mainu is in that position there, I'm going to switch Mainu out and I'm going to put in Ugarte. If the manager is true to his word, then we will only see Kobe Mainu on that football pitch if Bruno is not on the football pitch. That's what he's saying to us, right? Therefore, the only position, because Bruno will play, and therefore the only position I can see in that midfield up for grabs is the Casemiro position, which Ugarte will fill. I think Ahmed should start over Dalot and start Benjamin fucking Sesko. Listen, if you check out my tactical analysis video, I explain why he plays that fluid front 3 and the 3-10s. And I explain why it's also, it's good sometimes, but it's also not good. Like, if we are learning to play, training to play with a fluid front 3, I'm telling you guys, it is not easy to then change to playing a system with a main striker. It's not easy to do that. We need to get used to playing with an out-and-out striker, because playing with an out-and-out striker is different to playing with Cunha in the middle. He drops deep and links to play and does all these things. How we play is going to be drastically different, and we need to get used to it. So we need to start playing games and starting games with Sesko at the front. I understand the manager wants to bread Sesko in slowly, like he should have done, or like we should have done with Hojlund. I understand he wants to protect Sesko. I get that. 20 minutes against Arsenal, 40 minutes against Fulham. So ideally, a whole half, 60 minutes, because his minutes have been increasing, right? So the next game, can we get 60 minutes from him? Can we? Also, can you take Bruno off in this game against Grimsby and put on Kobe for at least 20 minutes? Can you start Xerxes? Or maybe not start Xerxes. Can we see Xerxes, please? Because at the end of last season, Xerxes was actually starting to find some form and was starting to play better. And a lot of us want to see Xerxes play with Cunha and Mbeumo. The way this manager is acting, we might never see that. And we might never know how good that could be. So I hope we get Sesko playing up front against Grimsby. I really do, guys. But once again, something tells me that this manager might not. Let me know what you guys think. Who should play tomorrow against Grimsby, people? What's the scoreline going to be? Talk to me, chat. Talk to me. TK says... Wait, let me read that first. Let me see Shivam's chat first. Do you think Maz will be playing at right wing back once he's fit and running? What happens with Dalot and Ahmad? Shivam, if the manager knows what's good for him, you will never play Maz as a right wing back. Because it's a position that doesn't require. Like, for me, Mazraoui, your wing backs, like I keep saying, in Amram's system, needs to be electric pace, running down the wing, all these things. That's not Mazraoui. Mazraoui is a right centre back. I wouldn't mind I told you my ideal front three probably will be deleting him in centre back, Lenny Euro as left centre back, because I think Lenny Euro plays better at left centre back. He plays left centre back and right centre back really well. But Lenny at left centre back where Heaven is, and Mazraoui at right centre back. That would be a good formation. That would be a good back three for me. Shivam says, buying there, Ahmad, Euro, Maguire, Heaven. So you'll start Maguire instead of Delit, Shivam. You'll start Leon instead of Dorgu, Ugarte, Mainu, Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing what I think the manager will do, as combined with what I want to happen as well. I don't think Mazraoui is fit, by the way. British Bulldog says we think BB's a joker, you know. I think we have a chance, bro. Bring me back to the days where we were beating teams at Grimsby 4-0, bro. Now guys at British Bulldog are saying he thinks we have a chance. Do you know how the mighty have fallen, bro? I think we have a chance. Oh, man. Shivam says we need to score loads and get the confidence in for players up front. TK says tomorrow we go up 1-0. Go down 2-1. Come back and win 3-2. TK wants a roller. Well, he thinks it's going to be a roller coaster, but we will have at least one controversial goal. I'm worried about TK though, because sometimes TK says some things that are just like what, but then sometimes they come to pass. They often come to pass. TK's a dangerous man, you know. He's a very dangerous man. TK's forecast is for a lot of goals. So we're going to go from not scoring any goals ever to scoring a lot of goals. I hope so, TK. Yeah. Every time you look at our double pivot, every time you look at our midfield, I'm like, wow. Wow. What have we done to our midfield? Wow. Shivam thinks he's going to start Kobe over Bruno. Shivam, you're usually the guy that comes in and tells us, about Amram. Do you really think Amram's going to start Kobe? I hope he does. But bro, I don't know. I don't know. Shivam says 5-1 to Man United. All right, guys. See, that's some positive. That's fine. Okay, cool. Positivity. TK says we'll win. BB says we'll win. Shivam says we'll win. So everybody says we're going to beat Grimsby at least. So tomorrow, on the watch along, when it finishes, 9:30 or whatever it is, we're all going to be smiling. And we're all going to be happy, yeah? Because I'm down. I need a win. I can't. The problem is I'm doing a watch along and I have to sit here, find things to talk about, find things to say while we are losing or while we are playing crap, bro. That's not a good feeling. So I beg. Okay, let's pray together right now. Hold on 1 second. God, I've run out of objectivity, so all I've got is hope and pray. I pray that Amram gets some joking. Please let us win a match. In fact, no, hold on. 2 matches in a row in the Premier League. I want this season to witness my team win 2 matches in a row in the Premier League. If you can give me this, God, I promise to stop smoking the Cali stuff and only the UK ones. Oh, man. Shivam says if Mainoo doesn't start against Grimsby, then he won't sign the new contract. Ultimatum flex, yeah? Do you think that's a verbal thing? Do you think that's a known thing? Do you think something has been said, or do you think he just won't sign a new contract if he doesn't play? Do you think Amram knows this and therefore Amram's going to play him? Or do you think it's one of those things where as soon as he doesn't see that he's playing, he's going to hand in a transfer request? Turkish says Grimsby are good at set pieces and corners, apparently. Thing is, Turkish is my mod, you know. I can actually block my mod, you know that? I'm gonna have to block Turkish, you know. That's jokes. Stop scaring the chat, bro. That's funny. Menage a trois, is that what they call it? That's a celebration and a half, boy. Yeah. Shivam says, I guess everyone is good at set pieces and corners. Yeah, listen. In the Premier League, in the English football, physicality is the thing. I grew up watching the Premier League, and then I watched Italian League, and I watched the Spanish League, and I kept saying to myself, why in the Spanish and Italian League there's all these skills, all this technical stuff, but in the Premier League there's all these slide tackling and all these pushing and all these fouling. It's changed a little bit. The Premier League's a lot more technical, but it's still based on some sort of physicality. It's still based on punching people up. We all gather around like flipping the Colosseum, like in Rome, and we just want to see 11 players kill each other. While in Europe, they want to see artistry. They want to see je ne sais quoi. In England, we want to see fights, bro. We used to go to football matches just to fight and to shout. That's crazy. TK says my prayer is wrong. It should be, good Lord, please let me deal with whatever United produce on the pitch. TK says I should look after my mental health and ask God to help me deal with anything that comes my way, to overcome. I like that, TK. You can tell TK is a good life coach. TK, are you a life coach? Don't internalize externalize. Is that what you're saying, TK? Life coach TK. Amorim knows it and he will start Manu. He needs Manu next year and years after that as well. Does he, Shivam? Does he? If he gets Adam Wharton and Baleba in that double pivot, will he need Kobe? Will he? Will he though? Would he? Will he though? Hey, you know when after I finish all the transfer stuff and all the serious stuff, I want to act silly, bro. You know? I want to act a fool. And it's good. It's fun. Milton Amorim is turning into... Milton's dumb, you know. Svengali character. I remember with Erik ten Hag, you could not understand what he was saying in post-match. Okay. With Erik ten Hag, yeah. Erik ten Hag loved his A. A. Why did he use that A? And I was like, bro, stop doing that, bro. We understand. Ten Hag, the thing about Ten Hag and his communication, I heavily disliked Ten Hag's communication skills, if I'm going to say it in a very diplomatic way. To the point where I think other Dutch people, I had them say that, even as a Dutch person myself, I don't fully understand Ten Hag. He doesn't speak well, even in Dutch. Ten Hag isn't a good communicator. He isn't. And I always used to say, I don't know how Ten Hag gets his point across to a football player. Like, as a coach, you got to put your arm around the player and you got to tell them specifically what you want them to do. When the guy has the ball here, I want you to make this run. I want you to feel this. I want you to attack the defender on his right-hand side. His right side is a weakness. You got to proper talk to somebody and give them details. I can't imagine Ten Hag doing it. Whereas Amorim is better with his words. For sure, he uses his words better. But the thing with Amorim, when you're losing, I don't always want to listen to Amorim. Like, not always, if I'm being honest. It's self-fulfilling. The mentality is so poor that the team can be influenced by a negative mindset. We tell them they are Bambi, and guess what? They act Bambi. Yeah. Wharton goes to Madrid. Shivam thinks Adam Wharton's going to Madrid. Listen, maybe. Because the reason why I was going to say no, Shivam, because I was thinking, hold on, English players going to Spain. But then I thought about Jude Bellingham. Then I thought about Trent. And then I'm like, maybe the mold is breaking. I can't see Adam Wharton going to Madrid. But just because I can't see it doesn't mean it won't happen. So maybe. TK says, people pray like a genie jumped out the bottle and ask for things. Crap will happen to us no matter what. Pray that God gets you through the bad and good alike. Boom. There you go. Some wisdom for chosen wisdom and the chat. Shivam says, Ten Hag looked like Heisenberg. Only difference, Heisenberg was best at his work and Ten Hag was scam. The thing about Ten Hag, yeah, after everything that's going to happen and after everything that's happening with Ruben Amorim, the question I have for the chat is, Ten Hag was here for 2 years and he won 2 trophies. If we do 3 years with this manager and we don't win anything, are we going to start looking back at Ten Hag? Because listen, time changes things, you know. Are we going to look at Ten Hag and look back at him differently? With what he was able to do with the likes of Garnacho and Hojlund? That's a question. Milton says, maybe in the coffee shops and similar in Amsterdam, they all speak like that, eh? The coffee shops, you know. Oh, man. Flipping heck. Anyway, that's the team I think he will pick. We are all expecting a win tomorrow. Nothing less than a win. If he manages to lose against Grimsby, depending on the context of the loss, depending on what happens, because I can't just, you know, have a blank approach or blanket approach to things. But if he does lose to Grimsby, I might be very close to saying fuck off to this manager. I hope not. I hope not. Because we should be able to beat Grimsby regardless of whether we have Baleba or not. Oh, oh, is that news? I don't know if that's news, people, but I'll say it to you guys anyway. Apparently, guys, Man United executives are quietly reminding Ruben Amorim the importance of having, or the tradition of having, homegrown talent, academy graduates in your squad. At the moment, only Tom Heaton and Kobe Mainoo are homegrown in this Man United squad. So it goes back to what Shivam is saying. Maybe he might be forced to play Kobe. He doesn't have many homegrown academy graduates at all in his squad. Kobe's probably the only one, like I said. So maybe he might be forced to play Kobe. Three years, we'll be still talking Rashford on loan. How long? I think doesn't Rashford have only like 2 years left on his deal or something, Marcus? I don't know, guys. Shivam says, for Ten Hag, FA Cup was like winning the Premier League. That's why we kept going down in the Premier League. Yeah. I think you can look at it so many different ways, but one way you can definitely look at it is Ten Hag winning the FA Cups and whatnot, papering over the cracks. Yes, he got us to win things, which is what we do, Man United, we win things. But he was papering over the cracks. We were still declining, and what we want to do now is take out the root, take out the plant from the root. And if we lose, if we get knocked out of stuff, so be it. But we need to plant a new tree. I think that's probably the difference. Would you guys be willing to sacrifice long-term health for more short-term success with this manager? If I say to you, win the league in 4 years, right? But don't win anything before that. For the next 4 years, we will win nothing like Arsenal. But in 4 years' time, we win the league. Or take 10 years to win the league. But in between those 10 years, we get FA Cups and Carling Cups along the way. But it takes 10 years to win the league. If I gave you those two scenarios, what are you choosing? Are you taking 10 years to win the league, but picking up 2 or 3 FA Cups along the way? Or are you taking 4 or 5 years to win the league and going 4 or 5 years barren? I don't know. TK says, or we win 1-0 against a 10-man opponent, but a win is a win. Milton says, I like this team, the front line in particular. That's the front line that has to start. I know Cunha and Mbeumo have played practically 90 minutes, 2 games in a row, but that was like 7 days apart, right? We're literally playing once a week, so they can do that. This is a Wednesday game. And because it's a Wednesday game and these guys just played on Sunday a full 90 minutes, Mbeumo and Cunha will probably come off, right? Mbeumo and Cunha will probably come off sometime, maybe. And Ahmad might move up into the 10. Dallo might come on. We'll see. We'll see, guys. We can start JJ Gabriel tomorrow. It will be amazing progress. He's not ready yet, Shivam. I know that United want to start their own little 14-year-old because, Arsenal have their 15-year-old. Liverpool have their 16-year-old. So we're like, come on, play JJ Gabriel. He's not ready. JJ's not ready. But he's good, guys. He's talented. He could be the next one up, JJ. He could be, guys. So let's look out for him. Milton says a lot depends on how good the under-21s and academy squads are. Yep, that's also true as well. This is also the lineup I start against Burnley. All right. So you guys are on the Ugarte. You guys will pick Ugarte over Cass. Very interesting. Ugarte over Casemiro. Anyway, quickly, guys, as you can see on your screen, something fresh has come in from Fabrizio, and he is saying sources playing down reports on Andre Onana joining West Ham on loan from Manchester United. No talks. Sen LAMMENS' potential arrival at United doesn't mean Onana leaves this summer. So Fabrizio has just come and poo-pooed on a lot of talks or rumours. Let's not forget they were just rumours, people, about Onana leaving, which brings me to the point of 4 goalkeepers. I said we're not going to get a goalkeeper because we have 3, and we're not going to pay 300 grand, 400 grand a year for 4 goalkeepers playing 1 game a week. But it looks like, guys, we might have 4 goalkeepers in our squad at the start of the flipping season. That's crazy. That's crazy. Fabrizio has also opened up on LAMMENS, and he stated that United are still working on the club-to-club agreement with Antwerp. They want £21.6 million, and United started at 14.7 plus 2. Antwerp want 17.3 guaranteed with total 21.6 package. I'm not gonna lie, guys. How does Fabrizio say? Guys. Listen, guys. We have a lot to talk about, guys. Oh, man. I can't stand the fact, that we were told about... To be fair, I don't think much has changed. Let me curb my annoyance. Because what were we told before, guys? 20 to 25 million euros. Are these guys trying to up the fee on us? I can't stand, when the club says, £10. £10 for this piece of, for whatever it is, for whatever it is, right? £10. You get the thing, you go to the flipping checkout, and then they say to you, £15, please. You're like, whoa. You just literally told me £10. What? Why have you increased the fee? What the hell? No, it's £15 now. I can't stand when clubs do this. It's in their right. They have a right to demand whatever they want for the player. I get it. But it doesn't make it any less frustrating. That Man United tax, bro. That Man United tax. Anyway, guys, we are wrapping up shortly. Osman says Ten Hag win percentage wasn't that bad as far as recent United managers go, but still not good for someone to look back fondly on. Cup runs can be an outlet release for unhappy dressing room delusioned with the league. Osman, look at the players leaving Leverkusen the second that Ten Hag arrived. It's true. It's true, Osman. You're speaking facts. Always speaking facts, bro. Shivam says, did you see Antony not in the Brazil squad for the last 2 qualifying games? Guess he will play World Cup after 2030. Yeah, I didn't know that, Shivam. Also, he was in the squad while playing for Real Betis. He was in one of the recent squads. I saw him. I think he'll be back. If you're saying that he's not in the squad now, Shivam, I think he will be eventually. Surely. No? No? Anyway, Adieri. Big up Adieri, bro. How you doing, my friend? I'm good, man. Isak should go to Liverpool now. Are you a Liverpool fan, Adieri? And Van Larsen and Wiesa should go sign for £60 million for... All right. Yeah. As a Man United fan, I don't know why I said that. As a Manchester United fan, I can categorically say that I do not want Isak to go to Liverpool. Absolutely not. We have 6, 7, I don't know how many days. Let's say 6, 7 days to go. I'm not doing accounting. I can't see Newcastle letting Isak go. Maybe it will happen, but I don't know what you guys think about that. I can't see it happening now. Isak going to Liverpool. It could do. Thing is, I didn't actually realise that Liverpool actually need Isak. When I was thinking about why are they trying to get Isak, but I thought to myself, hold on a second. They've sold Nunes. That's one attacker gone. They've sold the guy who's gone to Bayern. Oh, I keep forgetting his name, bro. He played false nine for them last season. I can't remember his name, but they sold that player, right? And of course, Jota passed away. So technically, Liverpool have lost 3 attackers, and they've only brought in Ekatike. So they need another attacker, Liverpool. I've totally forgot Jota passed away. So they need another attacker. TK says, a goalkeeper, we should put them all in a net at the same time, especially on set pieces. We will win the league, maybe. That's funny. Shivam says, if West Ham loses against Wolves today because of goalkeeper shambles, Onana might have a chance. Antony doing his spinneroos. You know what, yeah? I didn't even hate when Antony did that. I'm a advocate of, listen, I can't watch Ronaldinho and all those Brazilians play football and hate Antony's thing. You know, when you come to the Premier League, yeah, everything has to be about goals, and it's like goals and assists. And if you do a piece of skill and you don't score after that skill, it will be, what's the point of doing it? There's no end product. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes I don't care about end product. Sometimes, yeah, I want to see a man get nutmegged and fall on his face. Sometimes I want to see a piece of skill, yeah, because it's just sick. I miss, yeah, the artistry in football. Obviously, football is a sport. It's all about winning. I get it. But I hate the fact that all the maverick type ballers, the Neymars, the Ronaldinhos who do the seal dribbles and all the little amazing things that we see in football, we won't really see it that much, because if you're not trying to score, basically people don't want you to entertain them by entertaining them. They want you to score goals. Scoring goals and winning matches is the entertainment. And I don't know about that, man. I miss genius tech, bro. I miss the way that Nani was doing headers, yeah, against Arsenal. Remember that game that we beat Arsenal? I think it might have been an 8-2 game. But Nani, yeah, started doing kick-ups. And then the Arsenal players started camping him. He just did 3 kick-ups on his knees, then he headed it, and it was just beautiful to see. I miss random moments like that, if that makes sense. But maybe it's just me. That's it, Luis Diaz. So that's it, Luis. They need another attacker, actually. They've only brought in 1 attacker, right? I mean, if they've got Wirtz, but Wirtz doesn't play in the wings or anything. So they're actually an attacker short, Liverpool. What about? He's. Anyway, people, that is most of the news. Before we go, there is another breaking news just in. Apparently, Mark Ogden is saying that Sesko, Onana, and Kobe Mainoo are all expected to start tomorrow, guys. So it looks like somebody was right. If this tweet is correct, people, Benjamin Sesko, Andre Onana, and Kobe Mainoo will start tomorrow's game, according to Mark Ogden. How he knows who's going to start, what the starting lineup is, I don't know, because the lineup is only released about half an hour or an hour before the game. But apparently, these 3 players will start the game. I look forward to Kobe Mainoo starting and also Sesko starting. It's a shame. Going back to Eddie Blacks, I see you, Eddie, in the chat. And to respond to you, bro, I agree. Where is Xerxes? We are told constantly that Hojlund's leaving, Xerxes staying, the manager actually likes Xerxes, the club likes Xerxes, all of these things. Xerxes. Mixed messages. Because he doesn't play, he doesn't get picked, but apparently the club like him. And we all need to see more Xerxes. Just give us something. Give us something. So I'm with you, Eddie. I need to see Xerxes. Anyway, people, I think that is the news of the day. Let me see if there's anything else to report to you guys that I can see online. Any other breaking news? Anything on Reddit, Twitter? No. That's it, people. I think that's most of the news today regarding Manchester United. Nothing I can find. No. Okay, people. Okay, people. That is it. Big up the chat. Smash the like on the chat as usual, people. That was your show. Just to recap, in case anyone's coming in late, anyone hasn't heard the news, we have Hojlund, Antony and Garnacho updates. Those 3 players are leaving and I expect them to secure their deals away from the club within the next 3 to 4 days. It has to be soon anyway because the transfer window is closing. Onana rumours, there are only just rumours that he is leaving. Fabrizio has come out recently in the last 10 minutes to say that he's not going anywhere. Apparently, what Man United are going to do with 4 goalkeepers, I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat what you think. There are also Baleba rumours. Do I believe those rumours? No, I don't believe those rumours. It's mostly me hoping. I hope that we go back in for Baleba, but I don't think we will. We also spoke about Ruben Amorim's quotes, Ruben Amorim's press conference for the Grimsby game and what he said about Kobe Mainoo, what he said about the goalkeepers. We looked at some stats, a lot of stats. We had a decent conversation in the chat as well about what's going to happen, what we expect from the Grimsby game. So, nice show. Nice little preview for tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's show will be around... Wait, what time is the kickoff against Grimsby? So tomorrow's show will bleed into the watch-along. So tomorrow's show will be 7:15-ish, half an hour talking about any news that happens, and then we go into the watch-along together on this channel. So tomorrow's show should be a banging show as well. Yeah, we all expect a victory tomorrow. So let's go for the win. We'll be back here tomorrow with our fingers crossed. We need to see our team win this season. Please, guys. Please. So big up the chat as always. Let me say my thank yous as I always do. TK, Milton, Eddie, Shivam, Adieri, Oz as always. BB, Wendell, making sure I don't forget nobody. Eddie in the chat. Big up the chat. Big up everybody. It's been a nice little chat. I've got the split screen situation pattern now, guys. So transfer stuff is going to finish very soon. So my shows, the format of my shows, how things are going to work after the transfer stuff is finished will be different. I need to find a way to... There will be news. There will be things to talk about. I need to find a way to do a show. Also find a way to do a show with other people to give you different types of content. People who will disagree with me, who will argue with me. We need to find that show. So we are going to hopefully maybe have a show on a Thursday evening, split screen with a few other people, and start diversifying the content a bit more. I do think I diversify the content a lot on this channel. I mean, I think I'm doing a lot. I'm doing watch-alongs like the regular people do watch-alongs. I'm doing match reactions like everyone else, but I'm also doing tactical breakdowns and tactical analysis, and that's a different field. Most people who do watch-alongs and match reactions don't also do tactical analysis. That's usually done by like AJ Analysis and Scarlet Report and other people. There's usually 2 different fields. There's the technical guys who do all this stuff, and then there's the watch-along and the reactors. I'm doing both. So I'm trying to diversify the content on the channel. So not everybody needs to watch the tactical analysis, because a lot of people in this chat will know a lot about some stuff. So I totally understand that. but it is still there for people to watch if they want things breaking down. And even if you are not too interested in the tactical breakdown, just go drop a comment, help the video, help the channel, because everything that you guys are doing is helping the channel grow. Everything that you guys are doing. So thank you. And listen, I'm always going to say thank you to you guys, because you guys will tell me, yo, Chosen, stop saying thank you, man. Stop being so soft. I don't care. Thank you, people. Thank you for making a chat decent, bro. Like, thank you for building something, for making something so we can all come here, chat our shit about football, turn it off, and then go about our business. Yeah. So thank you, people. Big up yourselves. We'll be here tomorrow to slap up Grimsby. What kind of name is Grimsby, bro? You got the word grim in your name and you think you can beat Man United? Nah. So we're gonna slap up Grimsby, burn Burnley down to the ground, and then move on. Yeah? So big up the chat, smash the like on entry, or should I say exit. Subscribe if you are new to the community. Have a beautiful, brilliant evening, people. 9 o'clock. Enjoy it. TK. It's probably daytime where you are. Probably morning. Imagine. Probably morning. But big up yourself, my bro. Yeah, man. It's all love, man. Remember, it's easier to love than it is to hate. Eddie, bro. Eddie, don't end like that, Eddie, man. Because I'm going to go sleep. I need to go sleep and not think about Grimsby. But I get you, man. Don't sleep on Grimsby, Eddie. No, we're going to beat them, bro. We're going to beat them. I don't want to hear it, Eddie. I'm not hearing it. The part-time fisherman. Exactly, Eddie. Fisherman and fisherwoman. Remember that. Everybody can cross it. Nobody can cross it. Only fisherman and fisherwoman. Nobody can cross it. No, nobody can. Hey, I'm going off one, bro. Eddie, I don't care if they're quick, bro. If we don't beat Grimsby, someone's getting beaten up on the street. I have to go outside and beat someone up, bro. And I'm 6'5" and I'm scary looking. So my anger will be too much if we don't beat Grimsby. So we have to beat him, bro. I know we play slow, but I don't know, bro. We got to beat Grimsby. Anyway, chat, big up yourselves. It's been good. Eddie, look after yourself. The chat, look after yourself. Big up yourselves.